For the last 20 years, we've known who runs the NBA. LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant. You had their posters on your wall, you bought their jerseys, and their incredible talent defined an entire era of basketball. But that era, as amazing as it's been, is fading. The grip they've held on the league is slipping, not because they aren't great anymore, but because time is, and always will be, undefeated. And so, for the first time in a long time, the throne is about to be empty. This sets up the biggest, most fascinating question in basketball right now. Who's next? A new generation, led by can't-miss prospects like Cooper Flagg and Nolan Traore, is coming. They're knocking on the door, ready to make a name for themselves. But are they really ready to be the future? Or is the hype bigger than the reality?
Cooper Flagg is really, at this point, a consensus #1 overall pick.
He is widely considered the #1 prospect in either class.
We are on the verge of a massive shakeup in the NBA. Think about this. For the first time since 2005, a year so long ago that many of this year's top prospects were just learning to walk, neither LeBron, Steph, nor Durant made it to the second round of the playoffs last season. That isn't just a weird stat, it's a sign. It's the sound of a chapter slamming shut. The league is staring into a power vacuum, a void not just of talent, but of the personalities and stories that have kept fans around the world hooked for a generation. LeBron, Steph, and KD aren't just players, they're icons. They are three of the greatest to ever touch a basketball, titans who completely changed how the game is played. Losing them isn't just losing all-stars, it's losing the faces of the league. And the conversation everywhere, from front offices to podcasts to group chats, is the same. What happens now? Who can carry that torch? While the league is in great hands with current stars like Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and Anthony Edwards, there's a real hunger for the next group, the one that will define the 2030s. And that's where our story really starts. A highly touted group of prospects is rising, bringing a tidal wave of expectation. At the front of that wave are two names you'll be hearing for the next decade: Cooper Flagg and Nolan Traore. The goal here is to break down if these phenoms, and the class they represent, truly have what it takes to live up to the hype and redefine the game. If you tried to build the perfect basketball prospect in a lab for today's NBA, you'd end up with something that looks a lot like Cooper Flagg. Standing at 6'9", Flagg is considered by many to be the most complete high school prospect in years. It's why he is widely expected to be the #1 pick in the 2025 NBA draft. As a senior, he was named the Gatorade National Player of the Year and led his Montverde Academy team to a national championship. His game is built on something every coach dreams of: relentless, game-changing defense. Flagg plays with a fire that never seems to burn out. He doesn't just play defense. He hunts for chances to make an impact. His instincts are off the charts. He has an uncanny knack for rotating from the weak side, using his length and timing to block shots that most players wouldn't even try to contest. He loves shutting down his opponent and can guard almost any position on the floor, making him a defensive weapon from day one. In an era where versatility is king, Flagg is the ultimate defensive chess piece. But calling him a defensive specialist doesn't even begin to tell the whole story. Offensively, he can score from anywhere on the court. He's got a polished game that lets him hit threes, score from the mid-range, and finish strong at the rim. What makes him so special is his basketball IQ. He rarely forces bad shots, instead making the smart, simple play that helps his team win. He sees the court like a point guard, anticipating how the defense will react and making pinpoint passes. This mix of scoring and playmaking is what separates him from being a great prospect and makes him a potentially generational one. Of course, no prospect is perfect, and the pressure on Flagg is immense. Being called generational is a heavy weight to carry. While his offensive game is solid, he sometimes settles for jumpers instead of using his size to attack the basket. It's a small thing, but it's an area he can grow to become truly unstoppable.
whatever the read is, however the defense is playing, whatever coach needs me to do. That's the type of player that I want to be. Just try and do whatever I can to help my team win.
Also, his defensive aggression can sometimes get him into trouble. He's so eager to get a spectacular block that he can occasionally get out of position, something that NBA veterans will know how to exploit. Finally, his handle is still a work in progress. It's good enough, but as he gets stronger and tightens it up, his ability to create his own shot will go to another level. Finding a single NBA comparison for him is tough. His defensive motor and versatility bring to mind Andrei Kirilenko in his prime, but Flagg has a much higher offensive ceiling. His scoring and playmaking are reminiscent of a young Gordon Hayward, or even a more defensive-minded Paul George. He's the kind of player who doesn't just put up numbers, but makes his team better the second he steps on the court. By all accounts, he's the real deal. While Cooper Flagg is the top product of the American system, Nolan Traore is leading the next wave of international talent coming from France. A speedy 6'4" point guard, Traore has shot up draft boards, wowing scouts with his speed, toughness, and feel for the game. He is the definition of a modern point guard, a guy who loves to push the pace and put constant pressure on the defense. Traore's best skill is his explosive ability to get to the basket. He has a lightning-quick first step and uses it to live in the paint. He's not just fast, he's strong. He can absorb contact and finish through bigger defenders, a rare skill for a young guard. This makes him a terror in transition. But he's not just an athlete. His decision-making in the pick and roll is considered incredibly advanced for his age. He has elite court vision and can throw no-look passes, lobs, and cross-court dimes with ease. His assist-to-turnover ratio in France's top pro league has been impressive, showing he can run an offense without being reckless. On defense, Traore is a pest. He plays with high energy, hounding the other team's best ball handler and fighting on every possession. His quickness and anticipation allow him to jump passing lanes and create turnovers. This two-way impact is what makes him such an exciting prospect at the top of the draft. However, like any prospect, Traore has things to work on. The biggest question mark is his outside shot. He has struggled with his three-point consistency in the French league, and that's a skill he absolutely has to improve to keep NBA defenses honest. If they don't have to respect his jumper, they'll just back off and clog the driving lanes he needs. He also needs to add muscle to his frame. While he plays tough, he'll need more strength to consistently finish over NBA bigs and defend stronger guards. Finally, while his decision-making is mostly solid, he can sometimes try to do too much in traffic. For a player comparison, his game is similar to a few notable guards. His quickness and score-first mentality bring to mind a young Tony Parker or a more athletic Tyrese Maxey. He has that same explosive burst and a creative finishing touch around the rim. If his jumper develops, he could become an all-star level guard who runs a high-powered offense for years to come. While Flagg and Traore get the headlines, this next generation is deep. This isn't just a two-man show, it's a full cast of future stars with different skills and stories. First, there's Asa Newell, a 6'10" athletic forward from Georgia who also played at the famous Montverde Academy. Newell is a lefty who impacts the game with pure hustle. He's a fluid runner who beats defenders down the floor for easy dunks and is a constant threat for lobs. On defense, his versatility is key. He's quick enough to guard smaller players on the perimeter and has the timing to protect the rim, making him a great fit for the modern NBA big. The main questions for Newell are about developing a consistent outside shot and adding strength. If he can become a reliable shooter, he has the tools to be a high-level two-way player. Then you have one of the best stories in this draft class, Cedric Coward. His journey is incredible, rising from Division III basketball to become a projected first-round pick. Coward is a 6'6" wing with a massive 7'2" wingspan, which gives him huge defensive potential. He's an efficient scorer who can create his own shot. His shooting has improved dramatically, and he can act as a secondary ball handler. However, his path means he's a bit less polished than other prospects. His defensive discipline can be inconsistent, and he's still learning to be a playmaker for others. A shoulder injury cut his season short at Washington State, but his mix of elite physical tools, scoring touch, and an underdog story makes him a fascinating prospect. Beyond them, the international talent keeps coming, with players like Hugo Gonzalez and Kasparas Jakučionis, who both have the size and skill for long NBA careers. This diversity of play styles, backgrounds, and journeys is the real strength of this incoming class. It means the league won't just be replacing its legends with one or two players, but with a rich and varied group of talent ready to compete. So, back to the big question. Are these kids the future? All signs point to a definite, if complicated, yes. The talent is there. In Cooper Flagg, you have a prospect who feels like a sure thing, a two-way force with the motor and IQ to build a franchise around. In Nolan Traore, you have a point guard with the offensive firepower to be an all-star, and behind them, there's a deep and diverse class of players like Asa Newell and Cedric Coward, each bringing unique skills and amazing stories to the league. The era of LeBron, Curry, and Durant is one we'll tell our kids about, a golden age that defined the modern game. But their exit isn't an end. It's a new beginning. The throne they're leaving behind won't be claimed by a single king, but likely by a whole new court. This next generation brings not just new skills, but new stories of global talent, different paths to the league, and a collective hunger to build their own legacies. The future of the NBA is not going dark. It's just getting ready for a new constellation of stars. But now I want to turn the question over to you. Who do you think is the true future of the NBA? Is it the two-way dominance of Cooper Flagg, the offensive fireworks of Nolan Traore, or is there another young star already in the league or waiting to be drafted that you think will rise up and take the throne? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're chasing more history-shaking highlights, subscribe to Posterized Playback, where the legends live forever.